Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Elrinth, the first boss, and today we're gonna do something different. We're going to do the 30-day video game music challenge number 1. So I've actually developed a web page for this, and so all of you guys can actually use it later, but I'll show you guys what my list looks like first. So let's get right into it. So the first game is the title screen music, and we're gonna do the hard mode, no repeat games. And this game I played much as a kid, and it has some absolutely awesome techno-ish soundtrack with one of the best main themes ever. And the flail was my favorite robot in the game. So let's check it out. One Must Fall, 2097. So that was One Was Fall 2097. And the next game is a Castlevania clone I found out only a few years ago. And it came out on a computer which never spread beyond Japan, the NEC PC-98. It has a bit stiff controls, and it's just like in the Castlevania games, the music is awesome. So this is the Rusty's opening stage music. Let's check it out. Yeah, and that was Rusty. And so for the third game, let's see. I chose 8-bit music, and I'm absolutely a fan of old game consoles and their chip music. And Mega Man 2 has some of the greatest music ever. However, little did I know that on the Wii there would come out not one, but 2 new Mega games, similar to the first original 6 games. So, together with 2 and 3, now Mega Man 9 has the best soundtracks in the original Mega Man series, in my opinion. This is Galaxy Man from Mega Man 9. So that was Galaxy Man from Mega Man 9, and I absolutely recommend checking out Capcom's Rearrange album, where there's vocals on this song. It's pretty insane. Anyways, let's continue on. So the day number 4 is music from a console exclusive series. And so in the Dreamcast, PS2, GameCube and original Game Boy, original Xbox era, console exclusives became a term many times used. Being an RPG fan, exclusive RPGs was super exciting to me. The game I selected here reinvents RPG battles with cards, and features pre-rendered backgrounds with 3D models for characters just like Final Fantasy VII. I choose Baten Kaitos, as Motoi Sakuraba did some of his best works here. Fat symphonic tracks coupled with rocking organ battle tracks. Let's check it out. And next up we have Hub World or Overworld music, and being one of the first games I ever played, hooked me at a mere age of 4 years old. Zelda has some great music. Now, the reinvented Overworld theme in Wind Waker gave me goosebumps the first time I heard it. Oh, and play the WiiU version, as you can get the faster sail in that version. So instead of the GameCube version, just play the WiiU version. But here we're gonna listen to Zelda Wind Waker Ocean theme. Next up, we have Day 6, music that makes you feel relaxed. So in early 2000, we got broadband to my parents' house here in north of Sweden. 2.4 megabits download and 1 megabit upload. First thing I did was watch fan-translated anime, but I also played my second MMO ever, Ragnarök Online, or Ragnarök Online. It features some of the chillest music I've ever heard, and the music really set the feeling for the whole game. Check it out. So next up we have Day 7, music from an indie game. This is the indie game of indie games. A single guy over in Japan made a cute Metroidvania with qualities similar to that of Nintendo themselves. Then later a guy named Nicking Aeon Genesis translated it into English, and the world was taken by storm. It features cute graphics, tight gameplay and some smashing music. These days the game has been re-released on pretty much all consoles as well as backports to, for example, Sega Mega Drive. The game is, of course, Cave Story. And next we have Day 8, music from a shooter, first or third person. So, I absolutely fell in love with the music of Doom 1 and 2, plus the new Doom. BFG Division is just one of my favorites ever, and I didn't even finish the game. I need to finish playing it someday, but then again, I think I'll never actually finish playing Doom 1 either. I also love the music of GoldenEye 007 for the Nintendo 64. But I'm going to go with something which I used to play LAN multiplayer with friends so much in the 2000s. Unreal Tournament. I remember the level called Facing Worlds, where you could pick up the steerable missile launcher called Redeemer. And we would compete who could do most laps inside one of the towers with the missile. Anyways, the song I've selected is Go Down by Alexander Brandon and Michel van der Bos. Let's check it out. Next up we have Day 9, music from a licensed game. I love the Turtles franchise very much, and Turtles in Time for Super Nintendo is obviously my favorite game in the series, but I'm going to go with something a little bit less known. The second game called Turtles 2, the arcade game for NES. This is the Technodrome song. Let's check it out. Day 10, RPG Battle Music. Next up is RPG Battle Song, and this one is so hard to choose, but Lufia 2 was a great game and I actually played it before the first game. Having loved the American release of Breath of Fire 2 on PAL SNES using the Fire adapter after having played Final Fantasy 3, I was a big fan of RPGs. But Lufia 2 stood out, being so cool with great music, cool puzzles in the dungeons, and a good story. Here's the battle theme for Lufia 2. and puzzle game music, the sequel to one of the GBA games released here in Europe, Kururin Paradise, which was never released besides in Japan. It's a great game. I just wish someone would translate the game into English. Not that there's much text in it. I recommend it to everyone who wants to enjoy themselves for a few hours. Here we go! So that gameplay footage wasn't really so fun, because the guy was just standing there in the start point of the game and waiting to click past the text box there in the bottom. But yeah, that's what I could find on YouTube, so I wasn't able to record any footage myself. Anyways, day 12, a music that makes you sad. Now obviously, I was sad and had a tear in my eye when I saw Elrinth die in Final Fantasy VII. But I'm going with something more obscure here, and a pretty different reason. So I learned about Ryu Uemoto, but when I heard Juno soundtrack, some text graphics adventure game which I've never played nor probably ever will, but I really love his music. Then I learned recently that he had died, and then I heard the XENON music, and some gritty bass just made me so sad that we never could get to listen to any more of this guy's music. He died only at the age of 37. I'm 2 years away from that. Anyways, let's check out the track. Day 13, music you like from a game you don't like. So this game started out as an amazing Kickstarter with 2 members of the original Mega Man on board. The composer Manami Matsumae and the guy most people connect with Mega Man, Mr. Keiji Inafune. Then, after raking in over $4 million, it reached over 400% of its Kickstarter goal. Then, when the Kickstarter finished, the issues were crystal clear. They revealed they would use Unreal Engine when the 3DS was a target platform. It just rang all sorts of alarm bells to me. It's a miracle they even released such a version. Then there was the community manager who lied about loving Mega Man games, and at which a later time said she never actually played a single Mega Man game. There's some great YouTube videos about the whole debacle, which are quite enjoyable to listen and watch. Anyways, once I got my copy many years later, the game was pretty horrible. Super annoying level design, putting enemies at the worst possible locations. Anyways, the game was Mighty Number 9. So that game was a total disaster for me, and I was so disappointed. Anyways, day 14, music featuring vocals. So back in the emulation times, before it was easy getting hands on games from Japan, I learned about the game Tales of Phantasia, which a group called DJAP were translating. I was just soaking up all the RPGs ever releasing for the SNES. Of course, I would have to try this game. I was blown away. They used vocals in the intro, something I'd never experienced before in a video game. This was amazing. Not only is it a great game, of course, the later Tales of games are better, obviously. It has some fantastic soundtracks by Motoi Sakuraba, which we earlier listened to with Baten Kaitos. So let's listen to Tales of Phantasia, which has voice sound effects in the intro as well. It's pretty cool. Here we go. Yeah, and day 15, boss battle music. So I used to play the PC version of this game, whereas my friends played the PlayStation 1 version. I somehow liked the PC version better, as you could use any MIDI sound font, allowing the soundtrack to have different instruments. I used the Yamaha SX instrumentation, which came with the game. I'm speaking of Final Fantasy VII, of course. We're playing the original version of this song, but also check out Nobuo Uematsu's Black Mages version as well, as the Final Fantasy VII Remake version. Still more fighting, and also called Those Who Fight Further. Here we go! (16-megabit) 16-bit music. I just got to take a picture with Nobuo Uematsu at Play, a video game symphony here in Sweden back in 2006. I actually uploaded that picture to Wikipedia at one point, but they removed it a couple of years later. However, there's some page out there over at Gamer Escape which still has the picture of me and Uematsu, and that's amazing. Anyways, I also met Chris Hulsbeck, famous of Turrican music. It was a great privilege, and I took both of their signatures, together with Gustav Grevberg, aka Lizard King, on a t-shirt. I'm gonna show this t-shirt here. Bloop. Anyways, Super Turrican has one of my absolute favorite songs, plus I absolutely love its ending theme. But we're gonna listen to one of the game songs. Here we go! Next up we have day 17, music you never get tired of. So the intro in this game just reminds me a lot of Blade Runner and Snatcher, giving me great vibes. The game itself is an RPG set in the future sort of. I've not been able to play a translated version very far as it would sadly crash for me. The second part of this intro I've played back so many times with different MIDI modules on the MSX. Here's the SegaCD version. Check it out. Next up we have day 18, music in a game released the year you were born. So, I was born in 1984, and not very many games with good music came out this year. I feel really sorry for you even older people, like back in the 70s. Did games even have music then? I don't know. Anyways, I actually have this game for the X68000, and it's pretty much exactly like the arcade game. So this second song from the game, which I much prefer over the first stage, is from Marble Madness. Let's check it out. So that Marble Madness game isn't just as impressive as Nvidia's new Marble demo they've got showing, but it was a pretty cool game. Anyways, day 19, cover of a music by a different artist. So, in the mid-2000s, I found the term doujin, which I only thought was restricted to Japanese video game covers, but it's so much more. Anyways, one guy put out great metal covers of game tracks, and he nicked the name SSH, or Live House SSH, and he keeps making great music even today. But one of the songs he made I listen to a lot, and it's called MIME. I didn't learn about the actual game until recently. It seems pretty cool, like Eye of the Beholder, except encounter battles. The screen even shakes when you walk straight into a tree. Here we go. Day 20, music from a racing game. So, I had this track in my previous video, but I'll throw it in here again. This game has quite a few good tracks, but this one has my favorite with its great melodies. The game is Overtake. Next up we have Day 21, music you associate with frustration. In the mid-90s there was a rumor that you could see all character endings if you beat the game on hardest without losing a single match. So I tried, and tried, and tried. It turns out it was really hard. I tried with the highest success with Chun-Li jumping from edge with the kick down. I squeezed the SNES controller into Oblivion, threw the controllers a couple of times, put my teeth into the controller, and cried even a couple of times. So much frustration and many hours pours into the game only to lose at Sagat or M-Bison, Vega in Japan. Later, I learned this was a lie when I finally did it. It was the same as not losing any continue, which just showed the ending credits. Here's Street Fighter 2 on the SNES. Next up we have Day 22, Town Village music. So this game only came out in Japan and Europe. It's the third game in a kind of trilogy by the developer Quintet. It plays just like Zelda A Link to the Past, but with a bit more deeper story. You take the role of Ark and set out to revive the world. You even visit Neo Tokyo, where the developers have their office. The game is Terranigma, and the song is from the first village you encounter. Next up we have day 23, underrated music. So, I haven't actually finished this game myself, but I'm a big fan of Konami music. This shooter was only released for the MSX and it plays great for being on the computer. Michiru Yamane, famous of Symphony of the Night, actually made some music for the game, and I'm pretty confident this was one of the tracks she made. The game is Space Manbow, and we're going to listen to the ending theme. Here we go. Day 24. Music you constantly have stuck in your head. So, the Mushroom Kingdom is crazy, but this game was made actually something different before. It was called Yume Koyo Doki Doki Panic and came out on the Famicom Disk System. Then I guess the Japanese people thought the original Super Mario Bros. 2 was too hard for the American audience and they sold them Doki Doki Panic instead. But instead of playing as the family, you'd play as Mario, Luigi, Toad and the Princess Toadstool. Let's listen to Koji Kondo's greatest music. Here we go. Next up we have day 25, music that gets you pumped. So Yosuke Yasui has become one of my favorite composers of this era and he's relatively new to video game music. He also got a SoundCloud and he's on YouTube commenting and liking other people's remixes of his music. Anyways, this is the HD remake of Under Defeat HD. I absolutely love the lead, pumping guitar, hard drums and fantastic harmonies. Let's check it out. Day 26, music from a game you haven't played. So, those who recognize this song will most likely have seen the black and white music video someone made with Vocaloid vocals. That's sort of synthesized vocals from a VST plugin, which you can use to make the computer sing whatever you'd like. Anyway, the game came out on the obscure NEC PC98 and require quite a strong such computer. I don't think the game will run on my PC98. So at some time I'll have to replace mine with a stronger in order to play this game. Anyways, let's listen to Bad Apple. Next up we have music from a handheld game. I first heard this song by a guy called Sliver, who ported it to the NES using FamiTracker. I did play the PC and N64 games and I loved them with the Indian chasing aliens with exploding bow and arrow, and in Glide 3D and Ultra HLE emulation. But this is from the awesome composer Alberto Jose Gonzalez, famous of many Game Boy games. This is from Turok 3, Shadows of Oblivion on the Game Boy Color. Here we go. Next up we have Day 28, music that makes you nostalgic. So, without even having played the game, I got nostalgic feeling. I first heard this song when I learned about the music for the next Mario game. I got goosebumps, my nose was itching, my eyes were watering. The nostalgia was intense. I knew I had to play the game. While the game is great, I still haven't taken the time to finish it. I still have it on my shelf down here, but I can listen to this soundtrack every now and then, and it's Mario Galaxy. Oh, and by the way, it's coming out on Switch like today or something, yesterday maybe, and I still haven't received my copy, but it's awesome. Anyways, let's check it out. So that was so cool, with Shigeru Miyamoto sitting there listening to the orchestra playing the theme. Anyways, we're gonna continue to 29, Final Boss Music. Not only does this track feature a great guitar solo, it also features a keyboard solo, making it the greatest boss theme of all time in my opinion. Tsuyoshi Sekito is responsible for taking Romancing Saga's games, soundtracks and rearranging them. He did so masterfully. While I still love listening to the original SNES versions, what he did with the soundtrack on the PS2 was amazing. Here's Romancing Saga Minstrel Song with Decisive Battle, Saruin. Final battle with Saruin. Here we go. Yeah, it's pretty awesome song that. Anyways, we're gonna continue to day 30, credits music, our final theme here. So, our final track is from a game I really would like to play through, but couldn't understand since it's all in Korean. I listened to the soundtrack over and over and I absolutely love it. There seems to be some minor fan translations for Magna Carta, Phantom Avalanche, so I think it's actually might be worth trying these days. Anyways, thank you for joining me on this journey. And a winner is you. Yeah, guys, so that's my 30 games or 30 days of unique games here. And this webpage here I'm actually using, I developed, and all of you guys can actually use it. It's challenge.thefirstboss.com. And in order to change the values of all of these, you can hit the 3 dots up here. And you can swap theme if you'd like. It's all white! And then you can click the enable edit, and now we can change all the text here. So instead of hard mode, we can type here easy mode, repeating games. And we can type in here 30-day video game music challenge. We could call it 30 songs of video game music challenge, and we can call it 2 instead. Well, and we can change, for example, the day 1 here. And we can change it to be, instead of title menu theme here, we can actually change it from title screen to be, for example, I don't know, opening sequence theme. And we can change it to another game. Let's go with Super Mario Brothers. And I don't know. It actually, Super Mario Brothers doesn't have any opening theme, but we can go with something else like Diablo 1. Opening track, Matt Wellman. And I don't remember when Diablo 1 was released, maybe 96, I don't remember. And it's for Windows 95 plus. And you can add the link here to the clip, and you can select a point in the clip where you want it to start. And you can select how long you want the clip to play. It's this green line down here for how long it should play. So we can select 60 here instead. We can make it start at, I don't know, 0. And if you'd like the audio to come from something other than the YouTube clip, you can actually type in an URL here to your MP3 file. And you can select in the MP3 file where you want it to start, so maybe 20 seconds into the MP3 file, and it's located on HTTPS, I don't know, music.com/song.mp3. Now I don't have any, but that's how you change the data for one of these. And then once you're done with your games, you can hit the dots here and you can click here on Share Challenge, and that gives you an URL which you can then share with your friends. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Just disabled, and you can see how your new clip here works. And so now you see it's 60 seconds and it says Diablo 1 here instead. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yeah, good luck guys with using the system if you'd like to. It's free. And anyways, I recorded this video using NVIDIA's new tool, the NVIDIA Broadcast. So that's how I'm removing my background here. As you can see, I actually have my microphone up here and it's being removed as well. So it's pretty awesome. Anyways, if you guys like this, please leave a comment, and maybe you guys can share your challenge to me or friends, whatever. And yeah, that's all I have to say. See you guys, and I've got more content coming. Bye!